Hello, Facebook. No, I'm sorry. YouTube family. This will actually go on Facebook eventually as a download. However, I'm going to be on here for about a half an hour because I have unexpected things that I have to do for the day job. I'm a real estate agent by day and I have a sale closing today. And there was a walkthrough yesterday, and there were things in storage that the new buyers want out. So I'm going to meet with some movers to get that stuff out. So I hope everyone has had a lovely, lovely weekend. This weekend was generally good, all things considered. The only obstacles I had was the past 2 days. On my 11th day of my watermelon cleanse is watermelon juice fast. Some like emotional stuff came up, and it actually gave me like the most crazy and intense craving. Sorry, I gotta charge my laptop. The laptop is dying. Yeah. So we're on day 11, juice. And generally speaking, I wouldn't say the past week has almost been like smooth sailing. I haven't had cravings for like a solid 4 days up until yesterday when so I was supposed to get my hair locked, right? That's why you see me rocking with the natural today. I did a twist out. And yesterday I was supposed to start my lock journey. I drove all the way out to the Boston area. It took me over an hour to get there. And I got there 15 minutes early. I let the lady know that I have arrived, and apparently she sent a text message I didn't receive on Thursday asking me if I could reschedule. So that was a bit frustrating because it took me forever to get there. And then she just wasn't communicating well when I did get there. And it was just like, it was frustrating, but it is what it is. It's over. It wasn't meant to be as far as I'm concerned. We rescheduled, but until next month. And yeah, but I am facing myself on these past couple of days because number one, I mean, I kind of already knew this, but it was like a true realization because of how intentional I am about overcoming the addiction to the drugs. So because that situation happened yesterday and I was so frustrated, hey Winnie, because I was so frustrated about that driving over an hour away, the poor communication on the part of the person who was supposed to do my hair, and then it was like through like this app, so money was withdrawn from my account. It was just like really frustrating, and for the first time, probably in over a week, I had a really strong desire to eat something. Like, it's amazing how frustration and like anger instantly kicked in cravings. Like, cravings, like when I tell you they were intense throughout the entire day, they were intense throughout the entire day. And all I did was stick to my watermelon juice. But I promise you, I wanted to go make a salad so bad, but it's not the salad that I wanted. I wanted the salt in the salad. Like, I wanted what I was going to put in that salad, the salad dressing. That's really what I wanted. I had like savory, salty cravings, and I just wanted to eat so bad. And it took so much self-control to stick to the juice. And but I made it through because I kept thinking to myself, if I eat something, I am going to have, if I eat something, it's going to put me back in the same addiction cycle that I'm going to have to work super hard to break myself out of. And I'm thinking these cravings are temporary, this frustration and this anger is temporary. Just sit in the emotions and sit in the feelings, overcome them. And then, just I had to play the tape through and really think about, once I do that, even though it's a salad, it's not that big of a deal. It's not about the salad, it's about the commitment. It's about me overcoming my mind, and it's about me not being that version of myself that never follows through on what I set out for myself. And that is like really what this is about today, about me overcoming resistance. Because there's a lot of things that I'm facing right now. I've been really resistant on even having a high level of achievement in my job. Like, do you know how much money I could really be making, especially this time of the year, spring and summertime? I could be making over, like between ten to $15,000 monthly in my day job. And there's so much resistance to just get up and do it. There's just so much resistance. It's like I have like so much credit card debt, and I owe money to the IRS. I'm all putting my business out here. It is what it is. And I make decent money, but the past couple of years living in depression, I was doing just enough to coast by. I made sure my rent was paid, my bills were paid. I made sure that, I was eating healthy food, eh, you know, to the best of my ability. And I was like paying minimum balances and things of that sort. But now, like, it's like overwhelming, and I don't want to be in debt anymore, So, like, I have been tackling that. I've been more intentional about taking care of it and everything, but I could have it taken care of so much faster. By the end of this year, I could probably have half of my debt paid off if I just hunkered down and just like locked in and gave it my full energy. And that's what I want to do. But there is this weird resistant energy inside of me I'm doing, every time like I'm doing something that's good for myself, there's like this self-sabotager inside of me that won't allow myself to be happy about it and see it through and to put even more energy behind it. It's like I'll do just enough, I'll prove to myself I'm capable of it, and then slip back into old ways. And it's like overcoming the resistance of being my greater version, overcoming the resistance of being who I know I am truly being, tapping into my true personal power. And I'm here right now. Like, I'm at that crossroad. I am at that crossroad because I really want to tap into my true personal power now. I don't want to hold myself back anymore. I no longer want to be my own worst enemy. I'm ready to break the cycle. I'm ready to break that karmic cycle. I'm ready to like really be that highest version of myself in all ways, not just in health, but in finances and confidence and boldness and everything. And I'm like there. I can see it, I can achieve it. And I just have to let go of that old version of myself. Kayla said, thanks for keeping it real. Depression does some weird things because you know better, but it's just so hard to get up and do it. That's so true. And that's the hard, and that me, I'm such a self-aware person. Like, I'm very aware. I know exactly what I have to do, and I know how to do what I have to do. There's no learning curve. There are no obstacles. I don't have children. I don't have, like, I'm not even in a relationship. All I have is myself, what I do have as tools and time. That's all. The only thing that's ever held me back was the mental, the stuff in my head that I believed. And I'm over being that version of myself where I am my own worst enemy, where I'm the only obstacle, where my limiting beliefs and thoughts are it's just time to break those core value systems, cuz like people think value systems are only things that are high vibrational. Like people think of, oh, what are your family values? What are this? What are that? You can have low values, like a low sense of like self value. You don't really see yourself being worthy or deserving of the things that you want in life. And I don't know if I've ever felt like I wasn't worthy or deserving, but I know I've certainly self sabotaged myself out of things I really wanted, like relationships I really wanted, people I really loved, because I didn't feel like I was good enough for it. So I would sabotage. And I'm just like, I swear, I'm about to get emotional. I'm like so tired of being that way. And like, I'm not going to be that way anymore. I'm really not. It's like overcoming resistance. And I feel like I have to say it out loud and I have to share it to like be it, to make that shift. I'm just like over it. Like, I'm over my own shit. And I'm so grateful to like even have enough discipline to do what's right for my health, have enough like I don't know. I don't care anymore. I don't care what nobody thinks about me. I only care about what I think about myself. Like I only care what I think about myself. And I only seek out the validation of me. And I am done not loving myself to the fullest capacity. I am done giving up on myself when it starts getting good. I'm done with the self sabotaging cycle. Like, every problem I have in my life, I created because of the beliefs that I held on to, and they were false beliefs. They were never real. And it's so important for me to stick with what I say I'm going to do. Sorry, y'all. But I have to break the cycles. The cycles end, like they end here. They end here, and y'all are witness. Kayla said, and thank you, Winnie. I appreciate you. Kayla said, you got this, girl. Someone said to me the other day, our first thought is not ours. It's a gift, whether good or bad, but our second thought is ours. It's our job to recognize those thoughts and change. Absolutely, Kayla. Yeah. Yeah. And I've been working on that actually. I've been doing meditation every day after I get out of bed. And a beautiful part about meditation is it helps you to be an observer of the things floating around in your head. Like your everything that we think is not us. They're just thoughts. A lot of it are programs. A lot of them are downloads, things put in our subconscious mind from our environment, from culture, from family. It's just a lot of that stuff we've internalized even from childhood. And it's our jobs to get a lot of that stuff out of our head and start putting a different message system in, downloading different value systems inside of ourselves, truly believing in ourselves and knowing and trusting ourselves enough to follow through on the things that we know are good and what's best for us, what's going to help us evolve. And I'm definitely an observer of my thoughts now. I'm not quick to attach myself to beliefs, but to thoughts rather, because thoughts, it's like a cloud, they come and they go. You let the thoughts come and they go. Uh, the hard part are the feelings that we have we have embedded in us. The feelings we have embedded in us that are attached to certain memories or thoughts. So there is like a sinking feeling or a feeling I would get in my chest every time I thought about a big goal I'd set out for myself. And I don't know if it was a fear, but it was almost like a feeling that always created resistance. But that's like the thing that I'm battling right now, like fighting that old feeling that has always kept me kind of like anchored and stuck in a stagnant place. When you're a bigger inspiration, I look forward for the day when I don't think about others' opinions. You can make that decision today to just not think about other people's opinions, because the only opinion that really matters is the opinion you hold of yourself, because it's always going to be the opinion of yourself that's going to hold you back. And the only reason why you care about what others think about you is because what they think about you is what you think about yourself. Because if you didn't think that about yourself, you wouldn't care what others thought. So it's about really doing the self-validation work, validating yourself. And Bobby, I am okay. I just had an emotional moment. Um, I just had an emotional moment just talking about overcoming resistance, overcoming the resistance of being my greatest self and living in my true power and stepping into it and embracing it. Because there's always been a resistance there. There's always been like a fear of success. I don't know if it's like the fear of the responsibility that goes along with it. I can't pinpoint it, but I do know that when I'm locked in and when I'm full force, I get so much accomplished more than anybody can when I'm hyper focused. But my hyper focusedness it's never consistent. At least it hasn't been in the past. And for me, it's about really drawing in on that consistency, being powerful consistently each and every day, all of the time. That's the challenge. But I'm here, I'm putting it out there, and I look forward to bringing you all on my journey of growth and evolution. My hair. But and that's another thing about doing these fasts. Got me crying on camera in front of a bunch of people. It puts you in your emotions. This watermelon, these fasts, whether you're only eating watermelon or just drinking watermelon, your emotions, they come up. You can no longer suppress them. You can no longer eat them away. You can no longer think them away or ignore them away or avoid them away or anything, work them away or nothing, because we have trained ourselves physically to eat every time we feel triggered. We have trained ourselves to eat when we're angry, to eat when we're sad, to eat when we're happy, to eat when we're in a good mood, to eat when we get good news, to celebrate, to everything. When we're bored, we eat, we eat, we eat, we eat, we eat. So we're always processing emotions through the stimulation of eating, the drugs. It's not like we uh, are processing emotions and going and eating a whole bag of mangoes and eating a whole bag of apples. I mean, that is what it becomes when you're transitioning, because you're being intentional about eating real, living, high vibrational foods. So when you are processing emotions, you're still going to process those emotions by eating, but at least what you're putting in your body is not going to be addictive for you. So now you're rewiring, and now you're cleansing, and now you are feeding yourself nutrient dense foods that is actually nourishing you on a cellular level. And while you're eating those things, you're still suffering from the withdrawal symptoms of cravings from the drugs. So it's not like you're replacing a bad habit, with a different habit, so to speak. No, it's you really being intentional about shifting how you handle and manage your emotions. Because when you eat the fruit, you're still going to stop eating when you're no longer hungry. And now you're going to have to try to figure out how to process those emotions in another way. You're going to have to process those emotions by writing in a journal, by crying, by taking a walk. There's so many different ways you can go and talk to somebody. You could talk to a friend or a therapist if you have one, or you can do this. You can come on your platform and share your story and share your emotions and bring people along the journey with you, because you're going to attract your tribe that way. You're going to attract people who's going through the same thing you are, or who has been through where you have been, and you're going to attract, the tribe that's going to help you move forward and the journey of life. We're all where we're supposed to be. We're all where we were meant to be. And everything that we're going through was designed to help us, to point us closer to our purpose, for the reason why we're here, so we can share our gifts. Our story is our gift. When we share our story, we're really sharing our gift with people, because it's always going to be real stories that inspire people to pivot in their own personal life. We're all here together. We're all one. So we're all reflections of each other. So it's going to take us having these relationships with each other and being vulnerable with each other and inspiring each other we all going to give each other our aha moments. All of our aha moments are going to come from somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's experiences, someone else's perspective. We all need each other. Even when you're reading books, you're reading the perspective of somebody else's mind, somebody else's experience, somebody else's journey. We're all just like basically walking downloads of everybody else, which is why we're all reflections of each other ultimately. Neither of us are any better than each other, no matter where we're at in life or in our journey, no matter what your social status is, no matter how much money you make, no matter who you know, no matter what you've been through, no matter how poor you are. We are literally all the same. I don't care who you are. And that's why I can never stare at somebody on the street with a sign in their hand, or on drugs and looking like a zombie outside, and ever treat them disrespectfully. Like, it's only human for me to have, like, certain thoughts when I see it, but I never treat anybody disrespectfully, and I never feel like I'm better than people. And when I see those people on the street, I stare them in their eye and I smile at them and I ask them, "How are you?" And I'll say, "Have a good day." I treat them with dignity and respect like I would anybody else, because when you live a life where you try really hard not to be judgmental of yourself, I think being non-judgmental of ourselves is extremely important. Because when we go through life making mistakes, is all we're doing is practicing an action that brings us closer to evolution, to evolving. All we're doing is evolving, because you'll never really grow in life without making mistakes, without failure. Our greatest lessons are always learned from failing and making mistakes. We always remember not to do that again, because we've internalized how we felt when we were embarrassed by the mistake. No matter how long they kind of stay there, no matter how long they're stuck in that cycle, is a part of their journey. It is where they are meant to be and where they were supposed to be in order for them to serve the purpose that they came here for in this lifetime. It's really not for us to understand. It's for us to just observe, respect, learn from, in a sense, in a very non-judgmental way. Yeah, I give them money or get them lunch from time to time. I mean, I ain't balling like that. Can't help them all, but from time to time. So, life is crazy. Life is crazy. And it's crazy what we have to go through on a personal level to unlock new levels in our own life. Like we have to abstain to unlock levels from our life. Less really is more. By not feeling like we have to like overburden ourselves with everything, doing things, buying things, accumulation. We think accumulation is the answer. We go through life trying to figure out our problems or solve our problems by accumulation, by consumption, when in reality abstinence is what's going to bring us closer to ourselves than we have ever been, because it's about being filled with gratitude with where you're at right now and with everything that you have. It's about learning how to maintain a center, a center, maintaining peace at all times, no matter what's going on. Because no matter what, we can never control what happens outside of us. We can't control life. All we can do is control our place in it. We can just control how we respond to life, but we can't control the people in our lives. We can't control the circumstances around us. We can't control governments. We can't control any of that. The false sense of control that we're constantly seeking out. Thank you, Joey. And I'm appreciative of you, of being here, of working on yourself, of investing in yourself. And, people think that investing in themselves is uh, doing things that's going to help them make more money, which is like, part of it for sure. Because when you have more money, you have more resources, you have more freedom. However, the real work is the spiritual work. The spiritual work is doing the things that we know is best for us, but it's hard. Because it's so hard to do what's best for us, even though it's always the simplest things to do. Like we're doing all watermelon. People will say, well, how do you do all watermelon? How do I get started? How do you ever eat watermelon in your life? What do? You crack open a watermelon, you carve it, you cut it, you dice it, you slice it, however you want to prepare for yourself. You pick it up, you put it in your mouth, you chew, you swallow, right? Now that's how you start watermelon. But that's the only thing you eat. It's actually simple because it's the only thing that you're going to eat that. You already know what you're going for in the grocery store. It's actually cheaper to do this than anything else. You're going to save yourself money. You're going to be very well hydrated. You're going to get a concentration of all types of minerals like magnesium and potassium and, like all these good things, these electrolytes, these amino acids. And you're going to allow your body to fast, to rest, so it can achieve its desired state of homeostasis. It wants that internal balance, that internal peace. Like all we're doing at this point is nothing and getting out of our body's way so that our body can just repair. The body is self-repairing. It actually regenerates when we don't do anything. When we allow it the stillness, it repairs, just like a tree, right? What happens in the wintertime? All the cold air, the high winds, the snow, all of it starts to strip all the leaves and everything off of the tree. And then the tree is bare. And then we kind of have dead energy in the wintertime, right? And then what happens? But the tree just sits there patiently and it waits day by day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, week by week, patiently. It just sits there in stillness. And as the days progress and the seasons change, what happens? It starts to bud. You start to see it start to see a flower. You start to see the leaves come out again. You start to see like it repairs itself. And that's how our bodies are. But we never let it repair. All we do is put it through the storm, but never give it its spring, and never give it its summer, and never give it its, like its fall. And, like we have to learn how to just be like nature and be still and not be so impatient to achieve our state of our blossoming season, so to speak. We have to just be still and accept life for what it is and the circumstances and the conditions, and just know and trust that everything is going to work out, as long as we are not always trying to be in control of it. Us always trying to be in control of it is us going out and having a drink. Us trying to be in control of our emotions instead of just letting our emotions be what they are, because they're natural to have. It's just energy in motion. It's energy trying to move through you. And it's supposed to move through us, but we don't let it move through us. We suppress them. Because now it's like, oh my God, girl, I had the craziest day at work. I need me a drink. And then they go and get that drink. And what does that drink do? Ultimately, you get some instant gratification. You feel a little bit good at the time. But then what? Now you've just taken a depressant. Now you just ate something, like you ate crappy food afterwards to feel better physically, to recover from the drink. You just dehydrated yourself from that drink. You probably vomited. You probably had a hangover when you got up. Probably had a headache. Probably had anxiety afterwards. Was it worth the suppression of that emotion, rather than just like dealing with the emotion and accepting the problem at hand and realizing that, like this too shall pass? That's us always trying to be in control. And if it isn't drinking, it's eating food that doesn't serve us. Well, drugs that doesn't serve us, that we call food. Highly addictive things we always gotta stimulate. And fasting is important because fasting is really spiritual. It's overcoming your lowest desires. It's like parenting your inner child. It's really like having your mind be the command center for your body. So yeah, life is crazy. What time is it? We've been on here for 33 minutes. I think I'm out. I have to prepare for this. I have to meet with some movers at a property. Got to walk through closing on a condo today. And thank you for listening to me, and thank you for letting me have that little emotional session. It's the first time I've ever cried on camera. It wasn't intentional, but I do believe that that's part of my breakthrough. I think things are going to change. Maybe I had to get it out to just really move on and be held accountable by you guys. But we are on day 11 of the juice. I love you, Kayla. I can't wait till you come and touch down in Massachusetts. I look forward to sitting down with you and, just catching up. I really look forward to that. Kayla is my childhood friend from the 9th grade. She was like one of the first people I met when I moved to this little town in Massachusetts called Athol. So have a great day. Before I head out, this live is always sponsored by A Game Herbal. A Game Herbal is a traditional herbal supplement, traditional Chinese herbal supplement that I take daily or every 3 days. It really just depends. But I love it. It's a blend of 21 Chinese herbs, and they help me with my energy. They help with my blood circulation. They help with my blood pressure. They help with my mental focus. And it's just a tool that I'm using while I'm on this juice journey. If it's something you're interested in, please go to agameherbal.com. My discount code is LTaylor10 for a 10% discount. They do have like a week supply where you can give it a try. It's a bit cheaper than, a month supply. However, I feel like if you get the week supply, you're going to end up wanting to get the month because it's that good. You can actually feel the physical. You actually can feel it like kicks in. It literally has like, you can actually feel a game. It's like a nootropic. I can feel it mentally because all of a sudden I'm like cerebral and I'm ready to get things done. It's like coffee in a capsule form. But yeah, I'll end it there. I love you guys so much. I'm logging out. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful top of the week, and just set your intentions for the day. Stick to what you've committed yourself to, and just be still and know that your body is in a healing, restorative place, and so is your spirit. And you're strengthening your spirit every time you say no to what doesn't serve you. Okay? Peace. I love you. Bye.